There's going to be a million people watching this.
I know. You know, the funny thing is, this is honestly the start of the podcast that is going to take down Joe Rogan. Going to just curb stomp him to death. There's no amount of gay-jitsu that he knows to save him from what we're going to do to him in the podcast room.
Do you think gay-jitsu, if you start to become straight, you get worse at it?
Yes, for sure. Hi, welcome to the Suicide Watch podcast. We're your hostesses.
It's me, Andrew, Mr. 71 on the internet,
yes.
But also Andrew.
Yes, it's me, Gish the Magnificent, also known as Grady Osborne.
And me, Nick, also known as Cousin Nick on the internet.
Oh, dang, Cousin Nick?
Yeah.
Huh. What about Uwu Herobrine? No?
I don't know.
No, you don't like Uwu Herobrine?
I really like Cousin Nick.
Okay. Alright, Cousin Nick. It's Cousin Nick, y'all. I want to say, I've said it before, call me G-rated. I had that before Call Me Carson. So don't try to drag me down with his slanderous name. Or
okay, whatever.
I
guess it's your Xbox name, but
it's my Xbox name.
You hardly ever use it anymore.
I do hardly ever use it, but if I ever do and people see it, I don't want them thinking I'm not even a fan of Call Me Carson. Mm-mm. Even before all the allegations, I wasn't a fan. I thought he was okay, but I wasn't crazy about the content. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about...
Should we start off strong or weak?
You gotta start off strong.
Okay. Facebook girl collage. Okay. Facebook girl collage. My mother. Alright. Well, let's see. I'll start this off. I like to send women Facebook requests. Facebook friend requests, alright?
Starting off a little creepy, but continue.
It's not creepy. That's like what a lot of, cool guys like myself, if you see, you're like, oh, she's cute. And, I kind of maybe have mutual friends. But you know for a fact you don't actually know her. Or nor have you actually ever met her. Anyway, so I do this on occasion. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'll send it's pretty low effort. It's not like you're burning any bridges. And I don't even slide into their DMs whenever I do it. I'm now friends with some random chick I don't know. I'm like, she's pretty. I'm friends with her on Facebook. Because, that's just kind of where I'm at personally.
Do you want me to sidetrack your story for a little bit and tell you a little mini story of my own? Mm-hmm. Back before, I'm a suave man and gentleman I am now, I used to I think it was mainly Twitter. I guess it was Facebook too. Mm-hmm. But I would just type in girls' names. I don't know, not their full names, like Hannah.
Yeah.
Girls' names, and then I would just, pretty.
Yeah.
And just go down the list. Just keep going. Oh, that's enough now. Time to go to a different name.
Yeah.
I had so many people message you, like, why'd you send me a friend request?
They would message you? Why you
sent? So a couple did. Most.
Man, that would be a good, I just thought you so attractive, dude. It's my bad. Or I thought you was my grandma, my dead grandma. That's my
okay. See, here's where the problem comes into play. This was Twitter. Mm-hmm. And I did Hannah. Mm-hmm. And then one of the girls messaged me and she was like, why'd you send me a friend request? And I honestly don't even remember if I replied. And she was like, why do you have 18 Hannahs?
Oh, that's really good.
So my reply, my reaction was unfriend and keep going with the rest.
Okay. Oh, you just kept going down the Hannah trail. You're like, all right, this Hannah didn't work out. Let's go for another Hannah. Wow, that would actually be a funny. I've seen the memes where they're like, they add like a bunch of Joshes in. They're like, we're meeting. There can only be one. Blah blah blah. Like,
oh yeah, like the big Josh battle.
Yeah, the big Josh battle. It'd be funny if you made. This goes back into the performance art aspect of the comedy world that I like. Make a Facebook account or a Instagram, Twitter, doesn't matter, and name it like Hannah or whatever, and only send friend requests to Hannah. So it's just the Hannah, all things Hannah. That would be fun.
I think we should the whole name thing. I think we can have like annual. We pick a random name every year, and the winner gets to keep the name. Everybody else has to change it.
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah, that would be a good idea. Like have it could be like a worldwide like all-encompassing skills thing, like between smarts, strength.
Only thumb wars. We decided only with thumb wars.
Okay, that's a good idea. It's the world's largest bracket. Do you know a Josh? You have to send in, because think about like common names like that. It would be extremely.
It would be in the millions.
It'd be in the millions, and it would be almost pointless. Not almost pointless. It'd be impossible. But I like the comedy aspect of it.
Mm.
You know, that's fun.
Continue down your best friend.
I will say this. I remember confronting you somewhat about this. I remember like looking at your Facebook friends. I was like, "Do you know this girl?" And you're like, and I'm like, "You just send random people you don't know, like, and you're like." And you were kind of quiet about it. I was like, I was like, oh, this is funny, you know, but, so I kind of picked at you a little bit about it. So I'm sorry.
I very vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
I remember you asking me about it, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I was like,
anything else after.
that's just, you know, funny. And it was the fact that you weren't like, no, I don't know her, you know, I just do that, you know, like that would have, I think that would have diffused it for me, but you didn't do that, you know. But then again, I was a weird kid too, so I might have been like, "Wow, you're crazy, dude." You know, I don't know at what point when you're growing up you're supposed to figure out how to like be good at talking to females. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I might see an inkling like I'm getting better at it now, and it's usually just me going all out, trying to be as funny as possible. I gotta have high energy because you can't have a normal conversation or you're getting ghosted. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be on the upper echelon.
You gotta figure out how to reply to okay, LOL.
I will say this: if that happens, I ghost them. If I'm surprised at that point. I'm like, oh, she's still talking to me even in this boring conversation. I'm done talking now. And so it's like a ghost or be ghost situation with me. But majority, sometimes it'll go well and then you end up getting ghosted and you're like, oh, that was a little disappointing. You know, I actually kind of liked her, you know. There's this one chick on Instagram. I'll tell you this is a side tangent, but it can go into this whole kind of. There was this girl on on Tinder.
No.
I matched with this girl on Tinder.
Mm-hmm.
She's coming on a little strong, not like inappropriate or anything, but she's like, you're really cute, blah blah blah. Wasn't her, it was her friend, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, you know, like, you got good taste in me. I don't know what to say to her. I'm like, yeah, you got really good taste, you know, and they're pretty named, you know, because I don't know what she looks like. All I know is she's got good taste in men, and she's got good taste in names too, probably. I don't know. Anyways, she's like, well, do you want to friend me on Instagram? And at this point, you've already lost with the original girl that you matched with. Her friend has hijacked it. There's no recovering that with that girl. Because if you're like, no, not really, then her friend's going to be like, nah, dude, I ain't talking. I mean, well, I would, you know, you were a jerk to my friend. Ain't no way. So, like, I'm committed now to just seeing what this girl, you know, just let's check.
Why not?
Yeah, you know, she's done hijacked that whole deal, right? I am extremely happily surprised. She's a good Christian girl. She's pretty. I'm like, yeah. And then I blow it. Conversation sucked. Then she stopped talking to me. Because I do now, at this point, if I do like the girl and she fits like certain requirements, I'm just like, let's get to the date as fast as possible because I don't want to talk. You know, because you got to know that they're bound to have like 4 other dudes that they like slightly better that are talking at that given moment. You're like, okay, let's just try to escalate this thing to the date because I feel like I can stand out.
I think it makes it hard. It's easy to get lost in the. You don't really know have anything else to talk about.
Right. Yeah.
Without actually meeting them.
Right. Yeah. So, and also, it happens where you'll talk really well on the internet, and you do that so long, it's really awkward when you meet. Because, like, you got this energy when you're texting and then whatever. But, so I like to just get straight to the awkward meeting, and it doesn't seem as awkward where you don't know them as well. because you get to I like getting to know people in person more than on the interweb, unless they're strictly an internet.
And it's
fan.
a lot easier too.
Yeah.
Because you can gauge people's faces.
Mm-hmm.
You can, if you're texting, they can be like, what's the funny thing to say here? You can sit there for like 10 minutes thinking about it. But, I mean, you could do that in a conversation if you wanted to. Just like,
Yeah.
But.
Okay. So, I blew it with her. Now I just send her, like, cringy stuff on Instagram. Everything. Like, if I'm feeling up to it, I've sent her some awful voice notes that are just, like, goofy, me being funny, or what I would normally, like, send my friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anyways, I'll get to the Facebook girl collage thing, and she's my next venture. I would like this to be the beginning of like what we tell our children. I think this is a really fun way to be acquainted to somebody. Sent her friend request probably a year or two ago. She's pretty. She's a Christian. These are things that are important to me.
Mm-hmm.
Should probably put the Christian thing before the pretty, but anyways, I said what I said. Can't go back in time. I'd say that. Anyways, they have to be the same. All right. Okay. Anyways, editor, cut this out. Okay. Anyways,
So was it editor's clap? You did something?
Editor. Yeah, I don't even know, dude.
You did something. You started.
Yeah.
You'd say stuff you don't.
Yeah, I like wave my hands.
hands.
Like everybody, raise your hands at this mark here.
Yeah.
Let's leave all this in, and or I'll cut out what I was trying to say, and then I'll just leave me talking about how I wanted it edited out, and they won't know what it was. So, good Christian, pretty young lady. I'm like, all right, friend.
Has to be young?
No, it does not have to be young. I would love to date like a 40-year-old. Wouldn't that be so fun?
You're shooting your bar way too low. You gotta go for
50, 60.
You said what was it? She was 80 or 90, she said?
No.
Yeah,
you did. She's the witch lady. Yeah, right? She's like, or is that different? She's like, you would look like you're 80 years old or whatever. And she's like, yeah, because I'm a witch. Or is that something different?
No, I think you're looking at a different one.
Okay.
There was this chick, and she looked kind of old, not that old. Like I would have guessed 40 at the oldest.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody commented was like, "Wow, you look 40 or 50 or whatever."
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Wow, that's crazy because I'm actually 90 or something." I was like,
yeah.
It was unbelievable. Like I was like kind of skeptical. Like,
I didn't
a joke or
I felt like it was. That's what I'm talking about. I thought that was a joke. I thought she was saying that she was a witch, and that's why she looked so young.
Interesting. That's what you got.
That's what I got. She's like, yeah, I was at the Salem witch trials. I thought that's what she said. Maybe I'm.
No, I don't think so.
We'll have to.
It was like her. The thing was, it was like there was like a whole party and there was a birthday cake.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
And so I was pull it up.
Pull it up, yo. Hey, Jamie, pull that up real quick.
50s, huh? Is that because of the hair? I get comments about my age all of the time, but coming from a girly, I don't know, it seems extra meaningful because it's my 90th birthday celebration. We went birthday. So what's my secret? SPF 50 every day and stealing the souls of the children of Salem every October.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And stealing the souls of the children from Salem. That's what she said. So
it has been vindicated. You have been vindicated.
I did, in fact, catch the part where she was alluding to being a witch. So, with that being said, I don't think she was 90.
Mm-mm.
But she may or may not have sold souls of children. I don't know for sure. What were we talking about? The woman on Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I go down to my parents' house. Okay, my mom buys art stuff at the Goodwill, like not old pictures, but pictures with like frames and stuff. And she'll use the frames because frames are really expensive right now. So she'll get like an old frame and then, take the picture out and use it. She bought this one picture, and it was this white background in a frame, right? And she brings it home, and she takes it out of the thing, and what is on it? 2 girls, right? A collage of pictures from these 2 girls, younger girls. I don't know how old they are. Look preteenish, and you can tell like, oh, these were best friends. They no doubt, if they took the time, I would say we were best friends, right? Never did make a collage with you, Andrew. I'm sorry.
That you know about.
Okay. I will have to be honest. I do have a shrine to you underneath my house. So they have this collage. Well, my mom owns this collage, and so we're looking at. I start looking at this thing. I'm like, okay. They were like, for one, my parents. They said she looks familiar. And I'm like, okay, all right. I want to look at this chick to see if I can figure out who it is.
So they're saying of them her looking familiar is what made you want to look at it?
I looked at it, and I think I would have actually looked at it and tried to figure out if I actually knew them or not, because that's fun to do if you have something that's kind of personal with somebody. All right, let's see if I actually know this person. Anyways, the 2 girls, for the record, my family, as far as I know, don't know who she is, nor have they ever met her. But for whatever reason, they said she looked familiar, or they looked familiar, not just the one chick. I didn't recognize the other girl. I'm not friends with her on Facebook. This chick had dimples and glasses, and I'm like, it looks kind of familiar. And so I pull up my phone, go to this chick's Facebook, look at it. I'm like, okay. I was like, does this look like the same person? And they're like, yeah, it looks a lot like. And then I scrolled through, and I found a picture of both of them together. And I was like, I know I'm friends with this chick on Facebook. So I said to her, hey, blank, this is kind of funny. My mom was at the Goodwill the other day, and she bought this picture frame. I sent a picture of the picture frame in its natural state. So you see the white background in the picture frame. She opened it up, turned it around, and then here's the collage. I said, thought this might be you, but not positive. I'm giving her an out because I wasn't positive. And then, another out said, if I'm mistaken, that's my bad, because I want to be like, I didn't find this in your room. That I didn't.
Or in your trash?
Yeah, I didn't go through your trash and get this.
I think that's what you should have started with. I snuck.
No. Oh, yeah. I was like, just for the record, I did get this from your house. I know 100% sure this is yours. Okay. Now, the way you answer is going to determine a lot of things. So, I got a little nervous because she wasn't, immediately she saw the stuff. And I'm like, oh, dang. Because I got, halfway through. I had, the first one. Then I sent the picture, and then it's like, boop, boop. I'm like, oh, she's already. So I'm trying to okay, let's get to the point here. This is, I want to get. So she says, that's hilarious. Okay. Yes, that is me and my childhood best friend. I honestly can't remember if I made it or if she did. Good memories. Ha ha. Okay. She did use an emoji there too. Okay. Now, I'm. Okay, I want to know what to do with this collage, right? So, this is my next line of action. But also, I got to make a few jokes along the way. Where does a best friend collage belong? Not at the Goodwill. That's not a good place. I said, I hope you guys are still cool, LOL. Nothing like the best friend collage ending up at the Goodwill. That seems like a very funny way to, all right, I'm done with this friendship, send it off, some random person. I assumed they didn't realize that it was a best friend collage. If they did, that's really weird if they just sent that off. But,
it was behind the.
Yeah, it was flipped around, which makes you wonder why it was flipped around, too. I have so many questions. If I ever do meet this chick in a capacity where I can speak to her about this moment, I want to wait a while, if I do, and then bring it up when we would be more cool
friends.
to talk. Yeah. I don't want to just jump right in. Hey, what's up with the whole best friend collage thing? Ending up a good one. That's weird. Then I said, I'm just joking. Do you still want it? Because that is what I want to know. I said, if there's bad blood between y'all, I can give it a Viking burial or something like that. Which, that would be cool. I said Taylor Swift style. I don't know. Because I said bad blood. She has a very, I feel like that would be an easy jump between the two. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm smooth. I'm just saying. She said, haha, no bad blood. We just grew up and grew apart. So sad. You can trash it. and she said, I appreciate you asking though. I said, haha, no problem. Anytime. TTYL. Okay? So I feel strong about this. Now, here's the next course of action for me. I plan on taking this collage, and I've consulted friends. Right, my knee-jerk reaction. This is what I think: dousing it in gasoline, throwing a match on it, slow-mo flaming of like this childhood memory just melting down, and like having some sort of music like "My Heart Will Go On," or I don't know, maybe something like Nickelback. Yeah, Bad Blood, or something just like kind of like strange and inappropriate, But after the council of talking to some other people, I think I'll take a less aggressive approach, and I will do a slow motion throwing away it, like going slowly down into a trash can with probably what I'm leaning toward is "My Heart Will Go On" or something else. I want something. I want like there's that song "Time to Say Goodbye." I think that would be a fun one. But do something like that. And the reason I say the trash can was a good point. It doesn't seem as aggressive and like just inherently creepy. Like if I knew this chick really well, then maybe, but I don't. So like having a video sent to you of your best friend collage being just burnt, with somebody who took probably too much time to do that. I just think that could, but this is my end to trying to, I don't know where I'll go from there. I guess we'll see how she reacts to the video. But that is the Facebook girl best friend collage.
Well, see, it also throwing in the trash also opens the door for her being like, you know what, just for old time's sake, maybe.
Yeah, maybe you could bring it.
Just give it to me. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just put it in a box somewhere.
Right. Yeah. I was hoping she would want to rendezvous and get it, and then I could just,
You see, you could also like her asking for it before could be her playing more into the creep vibe of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. See, but now you could try the other friend.
So that's a good.
Hey, that's a really good idea. If it doesn't work out, I'll take it immediately out of the trash. Oh, that's really good. And then send the friend request. Hey, look what I found in your closet at your house. Oh my gosh, that was really good, Nick. Oh man. So many options, so many possibilities of things you can do with the best friend collage. You know what? I should actually, if this doesn't work, if it doesn't work out with these two girls, what I will then from here on out, I'll find girls and go through their like old photos, and I'll make my own best friend collage. Copy paste the same story. You're not going to believe what I found at the Goodwill, and then send it to them. And be like, do you want this? And they're like, I don't remember making this at all. Actually, we were never really that close, and half of these look photoshopped. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. I just got
them at like a park or something. Yeah. You're just in the background walking.
Yeah.
But it's not actually. It's really bad. Like there's white all around your arms. As
you can tell that I'm like. Apparently, we met at a park one time. That was crazy. You can see me actually in the background of one of these photos. Have another one where my arms like around them, but it's just clipped through their faces. Like that would be funny. Yeah, that's a really good idea. I think that'll go into my How to Get Girls dating book that I'm coming out with this fall. So please subscribe to our Patreon for that. Anyways, that was a good
Best Friends College.
That was the Best Friends College. I like that story, and I like the potential it has. Because right now, there's more that can happen with the story, and we can update later. Now, if it goes really bad and I'm embarrassed, you may never hear about it again. But
Or if nothing happens, you may never hear about it.
yeah, it's also true. But if nothing happens, I would probably be like, yeah, nothing really happened. Which now it leaves me an out. If it goes really bad, I was like, nothing happened with it. Don't even worry about it. You don't want to know.
Nothing happened with the tears. We're just streaming down.
It was a mutual thing. But think about that. Like, what a fun way to meet somebody. Being like, yeah, I found pictures of them. I didn't find them. My mom did. All right. So my mom brought it to me.
Mm-hmm. In her basement?
Yes. My mom broke into her house. She. So, Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. Anybody want to start this thing off? Like, I don't even know where to start this off. I know I like the movie a lot.
Okay, I've watched it 3 times now.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've watched it more than I have then. I've watched it.
Well, I watched 10 minutes of it the very first time.
You don't count that as one, do you?
Yeah, I was there in the theater to see it.
You've watched it twice then.
Actually, I've watched it 4 times.
You've watched it twice.
That real quick. That reminds me.
Or 3 times if you watched it fully through.
I don't know if Andrew's heard the story about me watching Dune. I
Dune?
told you, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my uncle was in, and he was like, "Hey, have you ever watched Dune? It was a pretty recent movie, which by the way is a fantastic movie." And I was like, "No, I haven't watched it. We should." What I was like, "Oh, what's it even about? I've never heard of it." So he explained, and I was like, "Yeah, we should definitely watch it sometime." He's got it on his laptop, and it was like later that day, even, or maybe it was the next day, and he's like, "Hey, have you watched Dune?" I was like, "No, I think you might have already asked me this, but we should definitely watch it sometime." And like. Every day, sometimes multiple times a day, he kept asking me. And then he at some point, he just started asking me as a joke, like, "Hey, have you watched Dune?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah." So finally, after like a week or two of him asking me if I've watched this movie.
Dang, it went on for a week or 2?
It was a while, dude. He asked me a bunch.
Okay.
And so we sit down, he gets his computer all set up, hooked up to the TV. We get to sit down, all situated to watch this movie. Like 15 minutes in, and I'm sound asleep. I didn't watch any of this.
Oh, nice. Nothing like the best sleep you'll ever get is through a good movie or a bad movie. That is another good place to sleep. Good movie I slept through? Rogue One. Went, all right, let's watch this Star Wars film. I don't even know what part I got to. I've only watched the movie once besides that. And notice how I only say once because I've only watched it once. I don't count the first time as being watched. I watched the first 10 minutes, maybe, of the movie and then was asleep. The second one, awful movie. No desire to watch it. Sausage Party. That was not. I woke up at the ending of it and was like, I think it was even during the credits. I woke up and I was like, well, how was it? And the person I was with, they were like, yeah, that sucked. I'm like, all right, cool. So didn't feel bad about sleeping through that. What did you think of Dune? You watched it after that? Yeah. Did you fall asleep after that?
Yeah. He kept asking me after that if I watched Dune.
And you had to answer no because I fell asleep. Was he there when you watched it and fell asleep?
Yeah.
Did he watch it all the way through?
Yeah. It was like there was a bunch of us. I was like the only one who was asleep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Were you the only one that watched it?
No.
Okay, cool.
Do you think maybe he slipped you some sleeping pills just so he continued to ask you if you watched it?
Like that kind of tired where it's like you don't feel tired, but then as soon as you sit down, you're just like, I just gotta fall asleep.
Yeah. You were moving the whole day, and then you stopped. You had the audacity to stop for 2 seconds, and then now you're asleep.
Yeah.
So, but you liked it.
I really liked it. 10 out of 10 movie.
10? Oh, dang.
Mm.
Here's the
I really enjoyed
Here's the thing about Dune. feel like I want to watch I want to watch the book before I read the movie. I want to read the book before I watch the movie because I like
Having
doing
books in there.
it. Yeah,
Watching this book.
dude.
You do have to look at it to read it, so.
No, I listen to the books. I still count it as reading though. I will say this: I saw at I don't know, it was one of those junk stores. It was the complete, what do they call that for movies? The script or whatever? It was the screenplay. It was the screenplay of Spider-Man 2 by Sam Raimi in book form. And I guess you just read the movie. Like, I don't really know who that was for. Like,
I think it's for people who are just super into learning every little thing you can about the movie.
I guess, but it's like what I would assume it's exactly what was on the film. Now I could be wrong about it, but I'm pretty sure it was the screenplay.
Because my reference to this is my guy who does Star Wars stuff, Star Wars theory. He'll read the books of the movies and there'll be like more information about it.
Okay, all right. If there is more,
it will explain stuff like with different words that make more sense. If that makes sense.
Yeah. If there is more to be gleaned from the book, and it's not like sometimes I've ran into this. I really love the movie No Country for Old Men, but I was like, I love the movie. I'll read the book, and I got probably an hour into it, and I was like, this feels like I'm just watching the movie really, really slowly, you know. And so I was like, I'm not even gonna. And I returned the book. I was not having it, which I could be wrong. Maybe there's more cool stuff because sometimes they do diverge. But from what I read, it was like beat for beat the movie, and I was like, I don't really want to rehash this for like 11 hours or however long the book was. I like the medium of books. I like, but it feels like you're getting so little for so long in a way. But like that's just I don't know, I guess the way it's paced, like it kind of has to be that way because you can't be like cool things happen and it mean anything. But also it takes forever. I don't know. But I like them.
I think another thing that makes books appealing is I think the faster you can read, the more appealing a book is. And I think also, if you have a really good imagination, it can make books better than movies.
Yeah. I don't I don't know how long it would take me to read like a normal book. It would take like it takes forever for me to read one chapter of anything. And especially golly, it would be impractical. If I was in prison, I could see me be like, all right, nothing but time. Let's grind this bad boy out, and but it's such a time-consuming task for me to physically read stuff. It's audiobooks only for me. That like for it to be somewhat practical. I have some books that I have started reading, but it's like, I'll get through like a few pages. Like I don't even know how many I get through. It's not a lot, dude. It's not a lot. I tried timing it, and it's like 10 minutes a page before. It's like really slow, and it's really frustrating too. But it's not that way with anime as much. But I think it's the medium's different. Like there's more context to the words, and like because I'll get hung up, and I'm like, what the frick does that say? Like. I still can't read. Like it's so funny.
I think whenever you're looking at the picture too, your brain kind of connects the dots.
Yeah,
like, oh, okay, I know what that word was because of the context of it.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. Even if they are speaking Japanese, apparently I'm gleaning something from them. I like that. But what were we talking about before that?
Doctor Strange.
Man, how did we get there?
We talked. I said, let me tell you about the 4 times I've watched it. And then you talked about falling asleep on movies. Then we went to Dune.
And you're talking about reading Dune.
I'm going to read Dune before I watch the movie.
Which it's not, the movie's not the full book, but it's going to be like 3 parts. So
all the more reasons to read the book before watching the movie. I feel like. So, Doctor Strange. I wish I could tell you. I know probably for a fact my favorite MCU movie has got to be Infinity War.
Or Endgame.
Infinity War.
Really?
Yeah, I like Infinity War more than Endgame.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not dissing you. I see the points behind it.
Thanos as a character is so good in Infinity War. He's not even a character that you see, like you see glimpses of him, but you don't know Thanos at all. Like, and he's introduced, like, and you're actually getting to know him, and he's such a good character. And they don't carry that same energy into the second movie.
I don't know if the actual movie directors explain it this way, if it's just a theory, but the Thanos we see in Endgame is called the Philosopher Thanos, who has, he's destroyed all these worlds to try and balance life, and he's realized in his head that I have to, like, think deeper about this. And he's not as a warlordy, but Thanos from 2016 or whatever, the old one is more like, we got to go and kill all these people to make the universe a better place.
I can see that. I've for sure seen videos of them talking about, like, when he gets, like, I can't remember if it's like 2 of the Infinity Stones, like he takes off his armor to go on this holy pilgrimage. Infinity War is about Thanos. He's the protagonist of the film because he's the one who gets what he wants through all the adversity. And he makes the sacrifices.
Every single time I watch that movie, I get so mad at Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can totally. I sympathize with him. I understand everything. Mm-hmm. I just get so mad. It's like, really?
Yeah.
This is what you're doing right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe they just didn't have a good way to explain that, so they're like, sorry, Star-Lord, you're bearing the brunt of this.
Well, I think what they wanted to do is you can't have the bad guy win the whole movie because, that's not PG or whatever. Yeah. All Marvel-y. So they had to have the good guys winning, but the bad guy ultimately has to win, so they have to drive the story that way. And I think he was the...
Yeah. Another thing is, I don't feel like it was a guarantee that they had it right where they wanted it. Like, there's a chance that if
I think it was more of there was winning.
They were winning
for the first time in the fight.
Yeah, they were. Their plan came together, and they were accomplishing it. And so I don't think it was a 100. Which I haven't seen the movie in probably a year.
Because it actually, like, you can see his thumb.
Yeah.
Whenever it, like, pulls off, so he has to actually reach back in and grab it.
Did he be doing this, like, really wide? Like, he's got more strength in his 2 fingers than, like, Spider-Man does in his whole body. He's like, no, you're not getting it. Like, dang, dude. Thanos, he's cool. Anyways, I don't know where Doctor Strange falls in this because I know I liked it. I'm sure if I thought about it a lot, I want to say it's my second favorite movie. I'm just going to say it for the podcast because right now, if I was going to make a tier list, not remembering anything about these movies, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, my second favorite film.
See, that falls really low for me.
Really low.
Not like, it's above, like, the Captain America movies. Don't like those.
You don't like Civil War?
It's okay, but I'm annoyed with the... Tony should have won that fight at the end. He had it.
See, I haven't watched the movie in a while, so I honestly don't remember.
I would say it's upper mid tier.
Okay. What is top tier?
Top tier is like first Avengers movie, the Infinity War, Endgame, Ragnarok. Probably the first Doctor Strange, just because I really like Doctor Strange.
Interesting. The first Doctor Strange was on. Okay. Now, which one of the Infinity Wars and the Endgame is your favorite? Endgame is
the whole culmination of the story being.
I don't know. I said probably Infinity War.
Okay, so we got 2 Infinity Wars and 1 Endgame. Doctor Strange feels so different from the other movies, and that's what I ultimately liked about it the most. I guess I shouldn't have been, but like I was blown away that it was Sam Raimi at the end. I was like, which I'm sure if you're a big Sam Raimi fan, you're like, yeah, you're an idiot. Of course it was Sam Raimi. But like the only movies I know from Sam Raimi is the original Spider-Mans, and then I watched this movie called The Quick and the Dead, which really fun concept. It's like this Western duel tournament in this town, and like the concept of it, I really liked, but the follow through of the movie was really bad. They had a lot of good characters, a lot of A-list celebrities, like Leonardo DiCaprio was in it, and all sorts of people that are pretty big, but you never hear about people talking about how good The Quick and the Dead is. So I watched this movie, and I'm not familiar with Sam Raimi's like horror movie works, which I guess that's part of the reason that this
probably went higher up on your liking list.
Yes, because I'm at a weird spot where Infinity War and Endgame, you know, to me like that was a lot of energy going into those two movies, and now I'm like, okay, yeah, that was awesome. So I'm immediately now less invested. Although, for the most part, everything I've seen, like the Spider-Man movie, I really enjoyed that. Then I guess this movie. But there's a lot of other stuff that I haven't been checking out, and I guess I never did check out before. But like a lot of the Marvel TV shows and stuff, I feel like that's for the really.
Those are really hit or miss for me.
Mm-hmm.
More often missing than hitting.
Yeah.
Like there'll be like moments where you're like, "That's pretty cool. This is what the whole TV show should be, not the everything else has been."
Bless you, Andrew. What I did, what was that eye wrinkle you did? You went like you didn't like what I said.
No, I mean, I guess you can bless you after a cough. But...
Sure, yeah, why not?
Okay, here's a little fun fact for you.
Okay.
Or a quiz.
Okay.
Why do we say bless you after people sneeze?
Because they're gonna die.
I've heard because you're releasing a ghost or something stupid like that, so you're blessing, like a ghost is set free or something.
Yeah, I want to say it's the 1800s, but they believed at the time that whenever you sneezed, your soul went out your mouth.
Okay.
And then if people didn't say bless you, you went to hell.
Okay.
But if you blessed them, then they went up to heaven. So you had to say bless you.
What if you sneeze again? Does your...
I don't know.
These soldiers are really trying to escape.
I'll say this. People probably didn't live long enough back in those days for it to really... It's like you got one sneeze and that was it. You know? You're done, dude. Yeah.
So don't remember what we was talking about now.
Yeah. Horror aspect of the film. There's stuff about it I really didn't like. Or I say really didn't like. I thought were extremely corny and stupid. Unfortunately, America Chavez, I feel like she was one of the weaker characters in the film, but I don't think it was like the actor's fault. I just feel like it was poor writing on the part of the multiverse of madness aspect. Because she's like pretty much just running around like, oh no, me scared, you know, the whole time. And like that was, I wish they would have had like a little bit more character building between her and Doctor Strange, where they're like actually like she's more of a she's actually helping the story, like being helping the situation because she's running the whole.
She used a tag along.
And I guess that was the point. Is like, oh, she's running, you know, blah blah blah. You know, she doesn't realize her true power yet. And if it was all it was a pep talk, man. Like I wish it was more than that. Mm-hmm. But he pretty much comes back and goes, "You got this, kid. Here's looking at you, kid." And she's like, "Oh, okay. You believe in me, Doctor. I know you've I know the last one of you tried to kill me. I know that I've almost died like 20 times in this movie." She gets her soul sucked out so many times in this movie. It's like, how much of a soul does she got? And does it regenerate? I don't understand how this power thing works and why everybody can, like, I guess maybe it's just Doctor Strange is really powerful too, but like, the two people she's hanging out with, or one that she's running from and the other one that she's hanging out with, can do the soul suck and get her powers. How? Why? Like, I don't understand. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Magic.
It's magic, baby. It's magic. Why didn't they just soul suck Thanos? Soul suck him for a while until he's like, oh, you know. They could have just solved so many problems. And that's always how this thing goes. Why didn't they just use this power, you know, in that, you know? Yeah. So, anyways, that was disappointing for me. I thought that was stupid. I wish they could have, you know, they would have done something different with that. But it didn't ruin the movie for me because I can suspend my disbelief. I feel like pretty good for movies, you know? And the aspects that I feel like they got right was all the scenes with Scarlet Witch when she's doing her mind manipulation. It turns into a horror movie in so many different aspects, pretty much every time that she's on screen. And that was my favorite. And I didn't have much of an expectation for the movie either. So, like, I was not knowing what to expect. The whole time, I thought this was going to be a movie. I guess that was the point of the
the commercials led you to believe that the consequences of the latest Spider-Man movie was what this movie was going to be about.
Yeah, and it was going to be an evil Doctor Strange that he was going to fight. Mm-hmm. I thought evil Doctor Strange was going to be the whole thing of this movie.
I thought there was going to be at least like 7 more Doctor Stranges in the movie.
Oh, really?
I thought there was going to be a ton of them.
Wow. I didn't. If I know I'm going to watch a movie, I don't watch too many trailers.
Well, it's not that. It's just the trailer. Anytime anyone talks about multiverse, I immediately just go to there's infinite variations of everything.
Yeah.
And they're going to run into a bunch of different ones so we can see people. Because we had just come off of a Spider-Man movie where there was a bunch of, you know, not cameos, but, you know, different characters that you wouldn't normally see in the movie. Mm-hmm. What are those called? Anyways, I was kind of led to believe this, not like I didn't really realize it, but I feel like a lot of people were too, that there's going to be a lot of other characters in the movie. Mm-hmm. I was thinking we were seeing evil Iron Man, who's taking over the world, and like which we saw in the Captain America. So, different variations of every other character we've seen.
Yeah.
Was one of the things I was excited to believe in the movie. It didn't really disappoint me that we didn't see it.
Yeah.
Because Zombie Doctor Strange was pretty cool. Even though it didn't really come out the way I thought it was going to. But
you knew there was going to be Zombie Doctor Strange?
Well, in the What If TV show, there's a universe where zombies take over and really kill all the Avengers.
Okay.
And there's zombie versions of all of them.
I've watched some of the What If stuff, but like only a few episodes.
I would say it might be the best TV show out of all of them.
Oh, really? As far as the TV shows go.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Like, for me, it's What If, WandaVision, and Loki. The other two are all in there because I really like Vision. I like the concept of Vision. And I don't think he was portrayed correctly. And I like Loki.
Yeah.
I like the actor, the way he plays it and all that. And that's really boring. I was like, give me more Loki. Don't care how you do it.
Let's see some more of that Loki. That's what I'm talking about. I have started Loki, and I have enjoyed what I've watched.
It's okay. It's not bad. I feel like it's just, I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it feels like there was a lot of character growth in like the first episode. He goes from being like, I'm going to destroy New York and I'm extremely shallow, to like, let's rethink life. Let's rethink who I am.
Because they had to take his character and smash like 7 movies into one episode.
Yeah.
Of character building.
What I've taken from this, one good conversation can get these people... It can take them into a whole nother realm of understanding. It's like, look, that's what I want to start doing. If I ever meet a superhero in real life, I'm going to say, look,
or villain?
or supervillain. Yeah, I'll say you need to believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You need to believe in yourself, and you're really not all that bad. And they'll go, "Wow, I never thought of it that way." And then I will have saved. It'll be like the first 2 seconds.
The reason you're doing the bad thing you're doing, it can be
because
fixed.
because you can
Or
fix it.
the reason you're doing the good thing you're doing, you can do it more. You have it in you to
more
be better.
You can be more better if you want. You can. Let me turn this TV down. I actually am really scared because I forgot to start recording of the audio on my phone. So if it's extremely quiet, if we're extremely quiet, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Well, we could start another one after none of the podcast, the recording after this topic.
Okay. Yeah, and then we'll do the intro again. And then I'll go through the whole story again of the same thing.
Really quick, Thor talk.
Mm-hmm.
What was your general opinion of the movie?
General opinion, I did not dislike the movie. I wouldn't mind to watch it again, but it did not get my heart like the Doctor Strange film did.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of characters, and I say a lot of characters. There was a few characters that I really didn't find myself actually caring about. I did like the bad guy, but he did seem a bit hollow to me. Like, I don't know. I feel like there could have been more to him, but I don't know. I didn't like it as much as Doctor Strange.
See, I'm on the spectrum of you was for Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I think it was potentially the greatest Marvel movie for me.
The greatest.
It rivals. Okay, it doesn't rival. It comes just below again. I think I'll revise that segment.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it, but also Thor is like my guy though.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm very biased
Do
towards
you
Thor.
like Thor 2?
I know Thor 2 is a bad movie, but I can stand watching it a lot more than I think people normally could.
I've just heard it's a bad movie. It's been so long.
It's a bad movie.
Okay, it's a bad movie. It's a bad movie, guys. Now, you saying this, I do remember. I really like the Guardians of the Galaxy films.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably wouldn't say that the Doctor Strange film is my second favorite, but I mean it's in the top 5 that I have because I really like Ragnarok too as well.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people really like Ragnarok.
I feel like that was such a fun movie, and then it going into Endgame really undercutted just everything that happened.
Yeah, it kind of broke the whole
we're a couple cool guys. We're saving the world. We're on a ship. Nothing bad could ever happen. And then his brother's murdered. His whole village is like destroyed. They don't even tell you how Valkyrie gets away. Like it was so stupid. But yeah,
I think it's just because they took away the super serious Thor.
Yeah,
for that movie.
Yeah,
I think that's the reason why people like that movie so much.
Right. Yeah. And I think that was what they needed for that character to kind of make him more interesting. And I liked the lighthearted nature of it. You know, it's kind of fun, but it does seem a little. I don't know if I'm just not used to it yet, but it seems a little out of place. Like,
it's definitely like weird by Marvel standards.
Yeah.
They're like, you got your generic movies where you can, there's a good guy. Mm-hmm. He's going to find a bad guy somehow. They're going to fight. He's going to lose the first time. Mm-hmm. Then they're going to meet up. He's going to go through some life-changing alteration.
Somebody's going to tell him that he can do it.
And he's like, you know what? I can do it. And then he meets the bad guy.
Yeah.
In movie.
Yeah. And roll credits. Yeah.
And then it's just kind of like, in that movie, it's like, nope, he can't beat the bad guy.
Which I guess that's like no, you can't beat the bad. But he does figure it out. And, he's always getting just beat down, dude. How tough is Thor, really? Because in Endgame, or in, Infinity War, he's like the strongest Avenger. Like, they're like, if only Thor was here with his axe thing, he could kill Thanos. Like, I feel like maybe that's the true Thor, that, like, according to, I don't actually know. According to
he is very powerful.
Yeah. Like,
according to What I've seen.
And so, like, plot armor for all these other movies, they're like, we need to make him more easily defeated, you know. But I don't know. I don't actually know that.
Well, wasn't it him who he held the dwarf
Yeah,
dwarf star?
yeah.
whatever it was?
Yeah, he held that thing open while he was getting blasted by a star. Like, it was insane, you know? And he throws that axe. Does he have a name for that thing?
Stormbreaker.
He throws.
Because he already had a
throws
time
him through
stone.
5 of them, I think, because he thinks he's about to kill him.
Yeah.
And then Thanos is like, "Oh, I got the last one. Gotcha."
Mhm.
Snap.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, that is insanely. Huh?
Isn't it 6 Infinity Stones?
Or 6 or
Oh,
yeah.
that was 5.
Well, I think
Time
he
Stone,
got
Mind Stone.
No, there's 6, but I think he got the
Gaze
6th one after he threw the hammer.
Reality
So I
Stone.
don't know.
Because he stabbed him and then he snapped. 'Cause
Right.
he was like, you should have went for the head.
Yeah.
That's why I thought that he got it later, because otherwise he could have just snapped before he threw it.
I don't know. I don't think so.
But I don't know.
I mean, I just watched it. Like, I watched it. Me and my girly friend just went through the entire Marvel saga.
Space Stone, Mind Stone, Reality Stone, Power Stone, Time Stone, Soul Stone. They do be having a lot of stones. Okay. How did I miss that? Oh, it's because one of them's in the middle.
Yeah, it's so weird. They're all on like right on the end of his knuckles, and there's one on his thumb, and there's just a 6th one.
Mm-hmm. That's the Mind
on top
Stone,
of his
right?
hand.
Yeah. So the fact that he throws Stormbreaker through, you know, some of the most powerful weapons of that world, you know, like that doesn't seem like somebody who would get defeated by. Just so many different people. There's so many people that's giving him a hard time. It's like, really, you know, I don't know. It just seems strange.
I think the point is he's like he's discovering. Every time he's getting stronger or something. Is my personal like feel of what they're trying to do with him.
Mm-hmm. Hi, welcome to the Suicide Watch podcast. Today we're talking about good female characters. Or not.
I mean, we can. You can lead though.
Alright.
I'm not lead. I don't have the ability to lead.
I don't like Captain Marvel.
Okay.
I don't. I don't
Let's
like.
go to the list of the ones we don't like.
I don't like. There's a lot. There's the new meta for female characters, and I don't know who likes this, but it's these women who've never done anything wrong. Now, it's not that they've never done anything wrong. It's that they are extremely powerful, and they're jerks. They're just jerks. They've never done anything wrong, and it's like, move over, boys. It's my turn. You know.
Famous scene being the girl Avenger moment in Endgame.
Yes.
It's like, us girls can do this.
Don't worry, boys. We got this. Okay. And then they go off, and it's like, all right, yeah, we're happy.
I got one for you.
Okay.
Good female character that I like. Okoye.
Okoye, what's she from?
She's the bald chick from Black Panther with the spear.
Oh yeah.
I like her.
Oh,
She's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't feel like she's overwritten to where she's like girl power and all that. But
and this is not the fact that I don't think that men typically dislike female characters. I think that what it is been a trope that has conjured up these really bad writing. Because I do love, there's certain characters that I like, and there's usually reasons why you like them. Number one, probably my favorite female character. I'm not going to say the favorite character, but what I always think of a good female character, my favorite Disney princess has got to be Mulan. And why is Mulan so good? Because Mulan is very human, and she has to fight through adversity. Like a lot of, and this is the thing, where men characters have been so prominent for so long, you don't go into it with a preconceived notion that you have all this like loaded history. Because now when you see a female character, you're judging her very. I scrutinize the introduction. I'm like, okay, let's see how they're going to screw this up, you know. But for a guy, usually it's like, oh, he just sucks, and you don't get blasted if you think he sucks because he's just another dude character. You know, there's thousands of guy characters that I dislike, and I get the privilege of disliking them and not having anybody call me sexist. Nobody's called me sexist, although they should have. But the female characters, you know, like, the more they just make them a character, like, you just got to play them to the strengths of it. I feel like that's my main thing, you know.
I feel like a lot of the time it's I'm so strong because I'm a woman.
Yes, yeah, right. And
like if a man had his exact same powers, he couldn't do all I could do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like it comes from like the whole men can't have babies. And so women are better that way.
Right. Which, I mean, I gotta say, I've never had a baby, and I don't think I ever will. And
probably not.
I really.
I mean, you might, but you probably not like what you think.
I don't know what you're implying there. Is what I'm trying to say.
Listen, I've seen Alien. I know what happens.
The Sims 2, the guys would get abducted, and they would have alien babies.
Were there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had to look through a telescope and have like that totally maxed out.
Telescopes.
Huh? Yeah, I will not be looking through any telescopes. If you're listening to me. But I've heard a lot of people say that Black Widow, they really like Black Widow. I feel like I like Black Widow as far as like the female characters. She was a good character, and she wasn't like overpowered. I think she kind of is now. I'm not really sure. I've heard she's done some wild stuff in some of the, I guess maybe the movie or something. I didn't watch it.
I wasn't a huge fan of like the character. I mean, I thought she was all right, but I thought that her movie was really good.
Oh, you seen the Black Widow movie?
Yeah.
Did she fall from a plane and land on the ground and not die?
I think so.
Okay, that's what I saw, and they were like, "This is crazy. That would never happen." Do you have any more female characters? Because I'm drawing a blank on other ones as well.
We gotta think of some so we don't appear sexist.
Yeah. I need to think.
I gave one from the Marvel Universe.
Well, I gave one from the Marvel Universe too, right? Black Widow, she counts, right?
Oh, okay. I thought you said some people.
She is a good female character. Mm-hmm. I can't say she's like my favorite.
You see, I feel like I used to like her more because I thought the first scene in Iron Man 2 where, you know, Happy is just beating up one guard and she's going through all those people. Like, man, that's a good scene. But after rewatching through the Infinity Saga like twice in like the past year or so, something about her character has just irked me more and more that I've watched it.
Even to retroactively make you dislike previous things that you thought were all right. That's interesting. I don't know what that is. I don't know about that. Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Have you thought maybe it's because you're sexist?
Could be. Can
we change the name to Three Sexist Guys podcast? That'd be the name of the show. I did have somebody ask me the other day. They said, "Are you sexist?" I said, "Well, yeah, a little. I mean, you're supposed to have pride in your gender, right? Ain't that how this works? Pride in your race, pride in your gender. That's what you're supposed to do. You know, you're like, yeah, I'm white, happiness. You know, what did
you really
white? We're happy to be white.
The Ford hat during all
the Ford racing, baby. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
My favorite thing is the white girls who get offended for other races.
The white people are so good at everything, including being offended for other people. They're like, look, honey, I know you're black, but you're not really getting how offended you should be. Let me bear that for you. Let me take this responsibility. Yeah, no, that is pretty cool that they can do that. I'm proud of all of our little white activists, white women activists. Then the white men activists, they're even more gross. Look, they're more gross because the only reason they're doing that is because they're trying to get with the white women activists. You know, so it's like, no,
I fucked
I'm
that
really,
girl for.
I'm really tore up about this whole thing. Yeah, I'm a male feminist. I'm very, I'm very distraught with the way women have been treated for so long. Actually, what are you doing Friday by chance? Except they won't ask. They won't.
Yes, that really bugs me.
Yeah,
because especially then they fall for it, and you're like, well, now he's worse than they are.
Yeah, like that's it's something about I'll have more sympathy for a bad character if they're being legit.
Yeah,
and that's not probably good on my part, but it is what it is. You know, you're like, at least this person knows they're flawed and they're not a good person, but they're really owning it. It's when you got the Ellen DeGenereses of this world out there being one thing when they ain't. It's just sad. Anyways, tell me your favorite thing about white people. Let's cancel this comeback podcast. Let's get this immediately just on a list. I feel like I've said 20 different things that I'll probably need to edit out, but all right, we're back, and we're talking about. Dang it! I wish there was more female characters that I could think of right now, because I love.
You say there was a time when I was going through it, I was like, man, all the female characters suck. Mm-hmm. And then I'll be watching them like, oh, she's not bad, and I'll add her to like, oh yeah, then there's like a TV show, like, oh yeah. Mm-hmm. She's written good and she's being played well. Can't remember any of those people though.
What it is, this is it. Whenever a good female character is good, she falls into the same category of good men characters, which you don't make a list of. I mean, every now and then you might. I guess
you keep the list, it's just good characters.
Yeah, they're good characters. So then they fall into that list. Where it really is they got to be above and beyond good characters. Now, the bad female characters stayed out because they're really bad. They're worse than bad male characters, right? Mm-hmm. So, it has, and good male characters have to be, above the rest. So you have this like, all right, I think we should probably pick out like a few of these.
Roll the dice.
Yes, because how far are we into this? We're at an hour and something in, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. I think, do we want to talk about Star Wars, the prequels? Or we could skip that for now. I could watch all the Star Wars movies, and then we could talk about that after.
I can always talk about Star Wars. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, okay.
It can be skipped easily.
Okay, we're skipping that. We have the hot chick. We got the hot chick, which is a fun.
One topic I want to do on hot is the story one.
New sports. All right, tell us the story.
Okay.
I want to know
that. Back, what? Probably 10 years at this point. Maybe not that long. 25,
How
15,
old are you?
24.
21?
Turning 25.
You're turning 25, I'm turning 26.
I'll say 8 years. You used to take me home all the time after church, hangouts, whatever. Mm-hmm. And we would sit out in your car and we would talk for like hours until...
About the podcast.
About like 3 in the morning sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it was after Impact. It could have been church, or it could have been Wednesday night service. But we left, or we went to Walmart first. And I think those are the people, and we stayed in Berea until like 12. Mm-hmm. So then, now it's getting late. So I thought, all right, time to take you home. So you take me home, and then you pull up into my driveway, and then for a solid hour and a half, we just talked. Mm-hmm. There's like, no inclination of of this conversation is going to be done.
Yeah.
And then I open the door. And I open the door because I'm like, okay, in my head, this is going to let him know that it's late and I want to go in.
Yeah.
So I open the door, conversation continues for about another 40 minutes. And then, okay, this story does not end yet. I put one foot out the door and the conversation continues for another 20 minutes. And then I put both feet in the door. So I'm talking to you like this for another 20 minutes.
Oh, dang, dude.
So then I'm like, all right, he knows I want to go. And then I stand up because I'm like, okay, this is it. And I start to, I stand up, I'm getting ready to go to the door, shut your door. And then you say something, it's like some joke that we've been saying all night.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, we're back in the conversation. I'm here with the door open, like leaning in, talking.
In your house?
No, like you're in your car, I'm leaning in your open door.
Yeah.
And then slowly, like it's not really quick where you'd notice.
Which house was this?
This is the current house I'm at
Okay,
now.
all right, yeah.
In the span of about 10 minutes, so it wasn't, I don't even know if it was perceptible, but I just slowly, because the window was down, slowly started closing the door until I closed it. And then, I don't know how many times that night we said, all right, see you tomorrow.
All right, I'll talk to you later, man.
So then I'm here in the window with my head. I just slowly start walking away from you, and you're talking to me.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, this is enough. And I say bye or whatever. And I go up to the door, and I'm like, all right, I'm free. And I'm doing my pat down. There's my keys. I'm like, my wallet.
Oh,
and I turn around, and you've pulled out of my driveway, and you're in the road. You're getting ready to pull out. So I'm like, great. And I run back to the car. And then for the next 20 minutes, we proceed to have a conversation in the road.
In the road?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Dude, I wish I could remember this. I thought you were going a different direction with this story.
No.
Oh, man. Golly, we had some wild... Because I do remember having I don't even know what we talked about, dude. But we were on another level, I felt like. You know, just like stoners without being stoners. You know what I'm saying? Like
I remember, I can't really remember them completely, but I do remember a lot of y'all's arguments. That was very entertaining.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, that was some.
My favorite is still whenever we was in the Xbox party chat and you had ranted on for like 30, 45 minutes, and then so you got done. And you're just like, I'm back.
Oh, dude, that's a bad one. Oh, but you were joking, right?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I know one time. I don't think it was that time.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I gotta go or something. I think I had to go pee or something. I came back and you were just like screaming, and I'm like, I'm back.
Dude, I'm so embarrassed at how gullible I probably still am, because I don't want to say I was, but I know I was more gullible back then. Golly, it was so easy to get me riled up. But, yeah, that was funny. I thought you were going to bring up the time. I wish I could remember the word, but I kid you not.
Oh, yeah.
One word got stuck in my head, and I couldn't say it, but only in a pirate accent. Do you remember what it was?
Nope.
Dude, the whole way I was driving Andrew home, I kept over and over trying to say this stupid word in a normal accent, but I kept, man, I wish I could remember what it was. It might break again for me if I did know. Maybe it's better I didn't. But yeah, it wasn't even like a normal word. It was a normal word, and that was what was so weird about it. And I was so fixated on trying to say this normal word in a.
I know I'm pretty sure we talked about it for a couple hours.
Yeah. And
for the first at least hour, I refused to tell you the correct way to say it or something, because I thought it was funny that you couldn't pronounce it.
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure eventually I told you.
And then you started doing it in the pirate accent too, right?
No, I think I just got your bad way of saying it, and I couldn't say it the right way anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then you were saying it in the pirate accent, right?
I don't think it. See, I want to doubt your pirate accent.
I'm pretty sure it was a pirate. If I remember right, it was like a pirate twang to the word. that in my mind I was saying it like a pirate, and I couldn't not say it, even though I was like, "Argy, matey," I was trying my best to say whatever, and it wasn't a pirate word either. It was something, man. If I ever find out, I'll tell you. Because I've thought about that a few times. I'm like, what was that? I can't even remember what. Yeah, that was a good one.
That's a good story. I forgot about that.
That's where I thought you were talking. I thought it was where you were going to bring up, and I was really hoping you remembered what word it was. That was a funny story, and I don't remember that. Mm-hmm. I do remember.
There was probably at least 20 incredibly short variations of that, where I would slowly get out of the car as we're talking and close the door.
Why didn't you just leave? Why didn't you say, "Dude, I'm going in"? Was it that hard for?
I feel like I said some variations of that, but
all right, man, I'm gonna head on in now. All right, dude. All right, that was a good one. I really like that story. Although I feel kind of bad that you wanted to get away that much.
I enjoy the conversations.
Okay, all right, that makes me feel a little bit better. I remember one time when you lived up on the hill, we sat and talked till like, I don't know, it was like 3 or 4 in the morning. Maybe it was 5, because I worked on third shift at the time, and I was like, all right, then I'm gonna go up the freaking pinnacles, dude. And I didn't have a flashlight, so I just go up this mountain in the dark. My eyes are bad. They were really, I don't know why they were so bad at that time. I don't know if it was about working it. Like, dude, I'll tell you, colors, like, if I start looking at a wall, like if it's an empty wall and there's people in it, things start getting weird. Something about the blandness of the colors, like it bothers my eyes, I feel like. So I don't know if that was where I was working at the time was giving me troubles, but I feel like things were really kind of blurry a lot. So I'm walking up this hill at night or in the morning, whichever one you want to call it, but it was very early. I was trying to see the sunrise. Went on the wrong side of the mountain, by the way, like an idiot. But I go up there and I'm like trying to see. I'm like, what? I may have had my cell phone light, but then again, I don't know for sure because it might have been running low on battery. But yeah, I went up there and I did take some cool pictures of the fog rising up and stuff. It was neat. Would I do it again? No, not like that. But it was scary. And then 2 guys saw me on the way down. They were like, "You smoking weed or something, man?" I'm like, "No, man, I ain't got no weed." He's like, I don't know if they were gonna take my weed if I had any or not. But so, what do you think should be the best? What would be the final nail in the coffin? We got new sports. What was new sports again? Oh, new sports. New sports. I think new sports should be what we end up. End on. Yeah. New sports. New sports. What does that mean to you guys?
Sports that have not already been invented?
Yes, I think we should do a few of them, right?
Well, what did we invent earlier? What was the sport we came up
New sports, what I wrote down new sports for. I think we should have different categories, more categories of sports, right? Yeah, there's the NBA. Well, there should be the new NBA where anything goes. I think this is where.
What do you mean by anything goes?
I think.
I'm talking guy walks in with like a machete and he's ready to win for his team.
All you gotta do is get the ball in the hoop. That's all that matters.
Yeah. No, okay. I'm not saying that extreme. I'm saying new sports for men, for women, for anybody who wants to be in new sports. You have the opportunity to try out, and you can take anything that you can take to be the best at that sport. You can't physically harm other people. You can't come in with a machete, but you can smoke meth. before getting out on the basketball field or wherever you're at, the basketball field. It's just they're dribbling in the grass the whole way down and do a layup. It's the whole field.
It's a giant.
Giant thing. And they got like goals on the post. Yeah, that's new sports basketball. But yeah, like if you want to do crack cocaine before getting out on you can do it. If you want to take performance enhancing drugs, that's good to go. You can
even have like teams like team this drug, like team that drug.
You could if you want, but it's more.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we wouldn't enforce it.
Yeah.
But like if you want to get a bunch of like meth heads together,
right?
Technology like flubber.
Yes, yeah, flubber technology. Okay, flubber technology is not allowed in new sports unless you have the flubber division of. It's like speed running. You have like, okay, this is no glitch. This is flubber only. And Robin Williams. There's one team that has the corpse of Robin Williams strapped to their back, and I don't know. It's just a skeleton. They're like, Robin, what should we do? And the guy's on hallucinogens, so he's like, oh, well, I tell you what we do. He has the skeleton.
He has the skeleton, like, taped to like in front of his body. Yes. And there's a picture printed out over the skeleton.
Well, hey, I tell you what, we should go. We should have flubber technology. And they're like, flubber? We forgot about flubber! What about the flubber, dude? Oh, man, that's a good idea. So, flubber technology. But yeah, I think new sports, and y'all had another one.
He came up with Joe Schmo Sports.
Joe Schmo Sports, which there was the film. Did you ever watch Pros vs. Joes? Pros vs. Joes was just regular people who thought they could be as good as pros, and then they would play against.
Well, you see, the difference between my average Joe is those people want to play sports. I want to get people. I want to abduct people. I don't care. I want them to be asleep too. I want them to not know what's happening until they're on the field. I'm like, all right, you got to run now.
What do you think? So when you turn like 18, like you get enlisted in Joe. What is it? Joe Sports?
Average Joes.
Average Joes. And this is conducted.
Joes or Janes. Not like
Joes, okay. But can Joes and Janes play against each other?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't. We could have a little midget man. We could have a giant.
Okay.
A giant large.
And this
lady.
is for giant large lady, dude. Okay. So is this in all sports? It's like
every sport.
So it's like random people, random sports, and they're competing against each other in whichever sport. It's like there's like tick 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 every month. Like,
see, I don't think we should go. Shouldn't be bad. Like there's like punishments if you lose, but like you win, you get $1 million.
Okay.
You get $5 million. You know.
And if you lose, you just lose.
If you lose, you get gassed, and then you just wake back up in the bed. That you got
Okay. Do you know what happened?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, you don't know for sure.
Okay. All right. I like that idea.
So you see it on TV.
Yeah. Like, oh dang! I was on Average Joe's. Wow, I did really poorly. That's a good idea. I like the idea that it's like, okay, each month, because you'd have to do this in advance where they would not know. So it's like, okay, for this month, you have the like random, which actually you could do it all at once, like 12 sports for the month. Because I would assume you need roughly, well, you probably need more time than a month. But hypothetically, like, okay, we know the first month of the year, this is it. So then you send out the call, and then you got to get everybody there by the end of the month to play this. Or unless it's like boxing, because that could be an easy one. It's like, oh, we only need 2 people.
And I think there could be a subdivision of it where you have people who are in the know, and they have like a month to pick their kidnappings for their team.
Oh, okay.
But you see, there's like rules to it. They can't like research it. They just have to go off of people they see and meet face to face.
Okay.
Like, so,
yeah,
take that picture.
Hey, buddy. Yeah. Okay. So they can meet people in everyday life and take a picture of them as long as they don't already play that sport.
I mean, they could, but they'd have to
But
meet
you
a
can't
person.
go take a picture of LeBron James.
There'd have to be certain, like, you'd have to get close enough to it. Or something.
All right.
Maybe we just take real sports out of this equation.
Make
People
up
don't
sports?
actually know how to play sports. No, take like actual.
We'll take our new sports.
Yes.
And we'll put them in the
New sports. So it's like random people each month playing against like the same group of meth heads. So like they didn't even leave the field the last game. They're out there dribbling the ball, just like. This is going about as good as I would expect it to. And he's dribbling the ball under his legs like that. And then it's like, hey, you got a game. He's like, all right, you know. He's like, all right, got a new game. Come on. Ow! Then he's dead. He dies. His heart explodes right before. Get another one, and then he's out there.
They just have a warehouse. They're just cram-packed full of people.
That's their idea of the war on drugs. They're like, we'll just put all the yeah, that's good. That's awful. I feel like we've taken a
We're darker.
Yeah. Golly, dude. I hope nobody listens to this. Oh, that's what you got to do if you want to be successful in podcasting. You got to say, I hope nobody listens to this. Wow! You know, that gets you viewers. That gets you real viewers. Well, what do you think? Is that where we want to end? We'll save these podcasts for next time. We got Tron Legacy. We got Rules for Vanishing. That's a fun one. It's not really. By the time that you see this, I won't care about the book anymore. So, and then Manager. Oh, do you want to talk about the Manager thing, or save it?
I'm fine either way.
Okay. All right. This has been the Suicide Watch podcast. I didn't say the wrong thing this time. And check us out on what are we on, anyways? YouTube, and that's it, right?
That's it. We have a Twitter.
Check us out on Twitter. We're going to be posting there a whole bunch. And I mean a lot. So, adios, I guess.
Yes.
Nick, do you have any? Do you want to plug yourself?
Plug myself?
Yeah, do you have it? Have you started twitching yet?
I mean, sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Depends on where you've been taking.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to start. I can't say I'm going to start Twitch again. I think I will eventually, but it's not like on the forefront of my mind.
I would like to. It seems too far in the future for me to honestly contemplate it.
No,
it's more of like, yeah, I want to do that someday.
Yeah. You did for a minute, didn't you?
A little bit. I had it set up. I don't know if I ever actually streamed or not.
When are you going to continue your Darkness series on Minecraft?
As soon as I get a computer.
Okay. Your computer's actually in there right now, so.
A working computer.
Working computer. Thank you. Sorry look, I know we said some stuff that's not okay, alright? But it was said with love. It was said with heart. Alright? So, think about that. Look at us. 3 poor, disheveled young men. Now, when you go to cancel us, think about these faces. These faces. Think about that before you say anything.